You're being rage baited, lied to, and misled about Yamamoto not lifting weights and being told that lifting weights isn't actually important. It's all wrong, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. If you don't know me yet, my name is Carter Endisch. I'm a doctor of physical therapy student and current pitcher at Lewis University, and I help pitchers like you dominate on the mound and stay healthy while doing it. I've officially become sick and tired of seeing people that have no idea what they're talking about with the human body try and take one example of Yamamoto and say, this is why you shouldn't lift weights. Simply put, I believe that people are using Yamamoto as a way to clickbait people and make them believe that gaining velocity is a lot easier than it actually is. But I'm going to show you across several points here why lifting weights is actually really crucial. The fact that coaches in this space are so comfortable with getting on social media and speaking in such absolutes, especially when they're completely wrong, is actually really scary. Getting on social media and telling these 150-pound high school kids that they don't need to be bigger or stronger in order to throw harder is just simply wrong and just leading them in the wrong direction. Reason number one for why not prioritizing lifting in your routine is wrong is because the people that say otherwise are literally basing their argument off of one pitcher in the entire league, which is Yamamoto. Now, there might be a few guys that do train like Yamamoto across the league that I don't know about, but the point is 99.9% of players right now in the MLB lift hard. Powerful, quick, strong, athletic athletes that are being created in the weight room, and we're going to focus on the 0.1% that don't get in the weight room. In what world has it ever made sense to shift the entire focus of how you train, especially for younger guys, to the 0.1% in the league that train a different way? If you want to look at 0.1%ers in the league, we can look at Shohei Ohtani, fellow Japan native. You can see him here deadlifting 585 pounds and being jacked. I could show the 99.9% of guys in the league right now that lift, but this video would be days long, so I'm just going to stick with Shohei and move on from there. Although I would caution against always following the majority with things, especially because things change and there are trendsetters for things, there's a point where 99.9% of big leaguers doing something, it's probably right. Yamamoto is quite clearly extremely gifted in his abilities. Now, of course, some of that does come with his training. The mobility aspect is really important. But another big part of that is just his natural anatomy. His natural anatomy, of course, I've never taken him through a movement screen or anything like that, but I'm sure he is an absolute freak naturally as well. So on top of his natural abilities, his training through mobility has also helped him a ton, which is great. So let's take you, for example. What if you did all the mobility in the world, you were able to get into all the positions that you needed to on the mound, and you sacrificed all of your strength for it? So say you did a year long without the weight room, year long of only mobility work. Do you truly believe that after you get into these super deep positions that you're going to have enough strength and explosiveness to actually get out of them and use them? That is reason number two why lifting is super crucial, because without the lifting part, without being stronger, just getting into the positions means absolutely nothing. The idea of lifting is so much more than just deadlifts and squats and bench press. It is basically fighting to be able to work out of deep positions like you would on the mound. Now, of course, if you don't have a really good program, then maybe you wouldn't be doing that. But if you're actually training correctly in the weight room, you're fighting to get stronger in deep end ranges so you can get into those deep end ranges and then get out of them on the mound. Not only will lifting help your muscular strength, it'll also help your tendon durability as well. So your tendons will actually adapt to become thicker and then also become stiffer in order to efficiently return elastic energy. Even if you are someone that's blessed enough to be able to get into the deep end ranges and also strong enough to get out of them, being able to protect your body through lifting is really crucial, especially for your tendons. Reason number three that you need to be lifting as a pitcher is because pitching development is holistic. The word holistic can basically be broken down to meaning interconnected. So in the case of pitching development, it would include your strength and conditioning, your mobility work that is really important, your nutrition, your sleep, everything. Everything that you do or don't do throughout a day is going to be a part of either the path of success or failure. You can't just simply ignore any of the aspects that I just mentioned. Now, what does need to happen is that you need to focus on your specific needs. So for instance, if you're a really skinny guy, you need to really focus then on your nutrition and on your lifting because you need to build that up. Or if you're somebody that's already really big and strong, but you're not very mobile, well then of course you need to focus on the mobility aspect. But at the end of the day, everything is still holistic. Thinking that any one piece of the puzzle isn't important, from the strength and conditioning to the mobility to the nutrition isn't important, is just very wrong. They're all crucial steps. If you don't lift, you're not going to be strong enough to get out of the deep end ranges that you just got into through your mobility work. If you don't do your mobility work, you're not even going to be able to get into the right positions to be able to use your strength. And if you eat like crap, you're going to be out of shape and unprepared for the season that lies ahead. All of these parts are important. Don't fall into the trap that you can be 145 pounds and super mobile and you're just going to throw gas and be totally healthy. And on the flip side, don't just think that you can lift the house and not be able to move at all just because you're strong, you're going to throw harder. That's not the case either. There is no magic key out there for you. It's not just mobility. It's not just strength and conditioning. The key is working on everything together with a holistic view. If you need help with that for your own career and deciding what you need, you can DM me on Instagram at endisch.performance. To give a quick summary of the 3 reasons that I gave in this video, number 1 is that 99.9% of pitchers lift, and they lift a ton. So don't let an extreme outlier case change the way that you train. Number 2 is that mobility means absolutely nothing without the strength to actually explode out of those deep positions, as well as preparing the tendons and ligaments for the stress while throwing. And number 3 is that pitching requires holistic development, and that includes lifting, mobility work, nutrition, etc. The people out there saying that mobility is all you need or that lifting is all you need are both actually wrong. Focus on your holistic development as a pitcher and as an athlete, and you're going to see your results on the mound absolutely skyrocket.